At last, I've tried and tried, and it wouldn't let me go live. I just kept getting the ring of death going round and round and round and round. Sorry I'm late, for reasons beyond my control. Anyway, cheers. Let's see if anybody can join me. I think I've made it public. Oh yeah, hi Diane. Sorry I'm late. I just could not get on tonight. It just couldn't. It wouldn't let me. It just kept going round and round and round and round. And I waited and waited and waited. And eventually I just gave up and started again. The weather is disgusting. It is blowing a gale. My washing nearly finished up in Blackpool. And I was trying to put up a coal frame, and I was battling against the wind. It was blowing it away faster than I could screw it together. So the weather is, yeah. Hi, Linda. Hi, Nathan. So we're not talking about the weather, Esther. We're just not. Hi, Ashad. Well, my necklace is pink to make the boys wink. Oh, God, you can't see it, can you? Why do you want to see my kitchen? You don't. There you go. It's sort of, I don't know what it is, stone or something. Yeah, something like that. Because I'm wearing pink. It's very, very pale pink. You can hardly see it. And I was all right for most of the day, but then I've suddenly gone cold, so I've got a shawl on. Hi, Chris. Yeah. It took me ages to get on tonight, Chris. I just kept getting that round ring going round and round and round and round. I kept waiting and waiting. Hi, Martin. Just kept waiting and it just wouldn't link. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's got a flaw on it, though. Where is it? One of them. One of them's white for some reason or other. I can't find it now. No, it's not that one. Must be the other side. Oh, God. I hate it when I'm trying to do this because it's like back to front here. Oh, there it is, yeah. Woo. I think it's in that one. It's got a flaw on it anyway. It's got one white. Oh, God, I'm going the wrong way again. There it is. One white stone. So I have to make sure I put it on the right way. Oh, dear. So, yeah, I thought, we're having one of those days. It's been as windy as anything. I've been trying to rescue me washing. It nearly finished up in Blackpool. I tried to put a coal frame together, but because it was only like polycarbonate, as fast as I'm trying to put it together, the wind was catching it because I had to do it outside. I didn't have room inside. And the wind kept catching it and blowing it every which way before I could even try with it. So I thought, oh, I'll give up. So I gave up. Finished up dancing, well, as much as I could, dancing around the kitchen, listening to some music. Disco music from the 80s, you know, because showing me age. Hi, Jean. Yeah. You can't beat a bit of sort of peppy music, can you? You know, when you're feeling a bit sort of depressed and that, yeah. Oh, dance like a cowboy. Yeah, I wish I had the energy to dance like a cowboy, Martin. Hi, Ethan. It was a video I put up on YouTube, not YouTube, on Facebook. It was like doing that cowboy dance. They call it the hoedown. Usually it's done by rather fit cowboys wearing very tight blue jeans and cowboy boots, of course. But this guy was just wearing a pair of shorts, actually. I was missing the tight jeans, yeah. Martin suggested that we did it tonight on here. Well, you can do it, Martin, but I certainly couldn't do it anymore. Those days of dancing around are long, long gone. When I say I dance around the kitchen, it's more like a putter on a potter, you know. I'm sort of moving mentally to the music, but the body's not really, yeah. Yeah, he was quite a hunky cowboy, but I do prefer him wearing tight blue jeans, I must admit, yeah. Especially when there's 2 or 3 of them, you know. Yeah. When they do that, slide to the right, slide to the left, take a little sip. Yeah, they're certainly full of energy. I might have had that energy once upon a time, yeah. But not these days. As I say, I was in a good mood this afternoon. I was in a really good mood. And then I tried to dial phone a friend. And it said, you have dialed the wrong number. And I thought, and you start getting a complex like, oh, have they changed the number and not told me? Is it something I've said? I mean, it might be a logical explanation why, the phone's not on or something. But, I went, I was really looking forward to a chat. Never mind. Hopefully there is a logical explanation. I did send them a Facebook message and they read it and never answered. I thought, no, I'm really getting a complex now. Oh, this ball of wool. I've got a lovely friend who gives me all her bits and pieces. She's at the knitting club, but she's blind. So when she winds her balls of wool, they don't sort of have the same firmness, as anybody else who winds a ball of wool would be. So whenever I pick them up, they start falling apart. I finish up having to rewind them all. Well, Val came on before when I was trying to go on, and she's going, are you all right? I don't know if she could see me or not. I sent her a message saying I couldn't get on, and she just said, keep trying. Well, I did, and I got on. In the end, I'm doing squares. I've now got 17 squares. But seeing as I need 49, oh, I missed my jug. I've got my ball of wool in a glass jug to stop it rolling about everywhere. Yeah, I've got 49, so I've got quite a lot. Oh, you couldn't see me, but it was very frustrating. My little ring thing kept going round, 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 round. It kept saying, you are going live, you are going live. So I'm sat here for about 10 minutes waiting for it to go live, and then I gave up in the end and started again. Never mind. So, yeah, I've got a bit of a complex now. Have they changed the number and not telling me? Do they not want to talk to me anymore? All right, I've got 2 upcoming lives. I came out of it. I thought it would disappear. You would think it would have shut itself down, wouldn't you? It just would not go round and round. It just wouldn't. Yeah, I've not done any crocheting this week. I've had a bad bout of IBS, and it's really floored me this week. I mean, normally 2 or 3 days and I'm fine. But I think it was either IBS or gastroenteritis. But it's lasted all week. So fingers crossed, hopefully. I'm feeling better today. But we shall see. We shall see. So I've not done any crocheting. I just haven't been in the mood, yeah. I hope people, yeah, well, Chris has put a link at me. Thank you, Chris. I've just got to say, I hope people know I'm here. Right, come on, have some thumbs up, please. Not being funny, but thumbs up. It's getting too hot to crochet now, unfortunately. I mean, it was lovely before. I did get my washing dried, even though I had to triple peg everything to stop it finishing up on Blackpool Promenade, But it did dry it mostly. I've just got it airing kind of thing in the conservatory. But the worst was the cold frame. It's only lightweight. It's only that polycarbonate sort of glass. And I had it on the table outside. And as I'm trying to put one side on, the other side's nearly blowing away. And I thought, oh, give it up. Give it up. And I didn't have an electric screwdriver, so I've ordered one. Because I tried to screw the screws in with a screwdriver, and oh, God. I think they presume that everybody's got an electric screwdriver these days, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, this blanket is going to be very bold because the lady who's given me a lot of these oddments, she's knitting premature baby hats, but she's using quite bold colours. So, so this blanket, I should have took a photograph. I've laid 14 squares out because I've decided to do it 7 by 7, which will be 49 squares. So I've still got quite a ways to go, haven't I? If I've only done 15, 17, not even halfway, am I? Oh dear, that's sad. That's sad. That's the way I wind my balls. But that's the way my friend winds her balls. They just tend to disintegrate when I start using them. I mean, I could have got my wool winder out, but, it's in the cupboard and I was feeling lazy. I don't actually mind winding by hand. It reminds me of my childhood. When everything came in a skein, or as some people pronounce it, a skein. So everything had to be wound up by hand. And my brother always managed to slide away. He must have seen her coming. And he always managed to slide off, and I always got clobbered for it. Put your hands out, Gemma. And it only used to come in ounces back in the day, which is like equivalent to kind of 28 grams. So when my mum was knitting, a sweater, say, from my brother or something, there was an awful lot of winding involved. An ounce didn't go far because she was quite a fast knitter. So, she would want me to wind about 4 at a time. And I was like, Mum, my hands are hurt. But my brother, as soon as he saw my mother coming with a knitting bag or whatever it was, he used to fly off and disappear. I said, how come he always gets out of it? Yeah. Yeah, I usually wind by hand. Because usually the reason I'm winding by hand is because the ball of wool's got ravels in it, or whatever you want to call it, knots in it. And his skeins are the worst. Some of them, if you don't get it right, you don't pick the right one to follow. Because there's two ends when you have a skein, and one seems to get tucked underneath. And if you pick the wrong one to wind, it's a struggle. You pick the right one, it's easy deasy, you just. Hey. That reminds me of a very good friend of mine. He's actually sadly deceased now. When we went to Cockermouth, to the Yarndale there, he was collecting for the lifeboats. So he had this little wool winder. So he was offering people to wind their skeins up for them for a fee for the lifeboats, which was very handy for a lot of people because not everybody has, like the, what do you call it, the umbrella thing. Not everybody has one of those. A lot of people have the ball winder, but not the umbrella thing. Because if you get a decent one, they're quite expensive, actually. I gave away my mum's one. She used to knit on the knitting machine, and she had this skein winder. And I gave it away because everything started getting balled up. So I thought, I don't need that anymore. So I gave it away. And then, of course, hand-dyed started to become fashionable, and it all came in skeins again. So I had to buy one. I mean, I bought a wooden one, but it's not as good quality as the one that my mum had. It had been restrung a few times by my dad. because the string had perished. She'd had it that long. Oh dear. So if you want to know what I'm doing granny squares, and I'm going to hate it when I've got to sew all these tails in on 49 squares. I'm off centre here, but if I straighten everything up, you get to see all the junk I've got in the kitchen. So I'm trying not to show that. A yarn swift, that's what they're called, yeah. I call it an umbrella. An umbrella without the top, just the spokes. You can get some really fancy ones. I mean, some of them are in beautiful polished wood, but they're beautiful polished prices as well. I mean, I used to have a wooden wool winder years back, which again I got rid of. And now they're made of plastic, and very quickly they slide off the gears, you know. Oh God, this shawl won't stay on. I'm a bit chilly. I've been all right all day until just now. Yeah, they go on the cogs. The cogs are all plastic. Everything's plastic these days, isn't it? And yeah, I didn't actually make this. This was a gift to me, and I cannot remember who made it. If you made it, let me know. I don't know anything about the wool, and I don't know anything about the pattern, because it was a gift. And all right, I'm looking for another colour. Shall I have a green? Yeah, I'll have a green. I've got a big glass jug that I keep chucking my ball in, yeah. Yeah, I've no idea. If I knew what it was, Val, if I'd made it. All I know is it won't stay on my shoulders. But that's another problem, isn't it? But I wanted one that came down my arms, because my arms are cold because I've got a short sleeve top on. I've been fine all day, but the minute it starts to rain, I get the shivers. I mean, she might have told me at the time, Chris, but I've had it such a long time. It was when I was living in Prestwich, and quite some time before I moved. So I would say I've probably had the shawl about 10 years. So if she did tell me what it was, I've completely forgotten. Yeah. So it was nice of her to send me. It's funny though, even when you crochet yourself, it's nice when somebody else does something and sends it to you. Hi, Connie. And people don't think that. They think, oh, she crochets, so we won't send her anything, you know. So, but well, she's not a little blind lady. She's a blind lady. She's knitting hats. I think I told you last week for the premature baby unit. And she gets 100-gram ball, and I think she can get 3 hats out of it. But she can't get the 4th. There's not quite enough. So, excuse me. So she gives me the tail end bit after she's done 3 hats. So obviously they're all baby's colours really, because that's what she's been giving me. So this blanket's going to have a lot of pastel colour in it. Man, I went into the other room while I was sorting out a shawl, and I thought, I've got a bag of bits here. Even more bits there. These shawls and blankets are going to be never ending. But I just don't like making blankets. I don't like sewing ends in, so I don't know why I'm doing granny squares. But I don't like making a blanket. You're going to stuff a cowboy with a drill. Oh dear. I've ordered well, it's not a drill. I've ordered an electric screwdriver. It's only a cheap one. I'm not going to be using it much. It's just every now and again. And I thought, well, I've got a mini greenhouse to put together that's wooden. So you can bet your boots there's screws involved with that. I just could not get the screw to start to go at all with my fingers, you know. And I tried with the screwdriver and I just couldn't get it in. So I thought, oh, it's going to be electric screwdriver job here. I think they presume everybody's got loads of tools, don't they? So I should probably hardly ever use an electric screwdriver, but hey ho, I'll have got one. It's amazing when you live on your own, the things you've got to buy that you don't have, you know. Yeah, I had a lovely afternoon listening to music. I started off listening to the Christians, and then I went on to, there was a programme, oh, in the 90s, I think it was called, and it was called Queer as Folk, and it was set in Manchester in Canal Street. It was fiction, but the music was brilliant. I just loved the music. In fact, even though I was straight, I used to love going to Canal Street just for the music and the disco music. Why should they have all the best music? But it was my kind of, stuff like Gloria Gaynor and I Will Survive and stuff like that. But that kind of music, if you go to a wedding or you go to anything, is guaranteed to get people up on the dance floor. I'm sorry, but this modern music, people just sit round the sides and then they put something on like that and everybody's up on the floor, which proves to me that I won't say that the music of the 80s was better. I won't say that. But it's certainly better to dance to, yeah? It's got more beat and more pep. Stuff a cowboy. Yeah, can he wear blue jeans, please? With his cowboy boots on. I tell you, I wouldn't know what to do with a cowboy if one came over and bit me. Oh, dear. Right, it's lottery night again tonight. I did win a lucky dip, but of course it didn't win anything. Yeah, didn't win anything. 42, oh no. It's not been bad here, to be honest with you, but we've had quite a lot of rain. I think I told you my bay window's leaking in, didn't I? Hopefully my son might be able to sort it if he calls, yeah. It's sort of, who do you ask, really, Because if you ask a tradesperson, they'll tell you need new windows or something. You just want somebody who's honest, really, don't you? That'll just tell you, oh, yeah, it's a 2 minutes job and stuff like that. But, especially being a woman, they tend to think you're a bit dim, which I am. But, oh, gosh, she needs a new window, yeah. I just don't have that kind of money for a new window at the minute, especially when I have to keep having to buy drills. I can never read the last sentence that anybody writes because there's this silly thing that goes, activate your windows now, goes right across what anybody is writing. So I can answer you in a minute, Chris, when somebody else writes something. And then yours goes up one, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah, you're talking to Shad, yeah, you could, yeah. Mine would definitely still be raw. It's not been that warm. But I didn't go out I went out on Wednesday, but that's only because it was just down the street from me and they do have a loo, yeah. But I didn't dare go out for brunch on Thursday. Going up the seafront could have been dangerous, if you know what I mean. Not a loo in sight, you know what I mean? So I stayed home. I cried off. Even though it was my turn to pay. It did look bad, didn't it? When you cry off going when it's your turn to pay. New truck, is that all? Yeah. Amazing where they get the money from. It's no wonder everything costs so much in the shops, is it? I mean, you've not only got that to pay for the truck. I mean, a friend of mine used to, well, yeah, he's retired now. He was HGV driver, and at one time he was talking of getting his own wagon, but then he went into it and, it's the tax, isn't it, and the insurance and everything. It's no wonder our food costs so much, because it's got to be transported in one of these trucks. And I don't know quite how long they live, if you know what I mean, before they go. And it's probably like a car. They've probably got depreciation the minute they take it off the forecourt, yeah. Hey, it's only money. What would we do if we had it? We'd spend it. We'd spend it, wouldn't we? So it's probably as well we don't have any. But I have been very good. I mean, apart from those 5 balls of pink wool I bought about 4 weeks ago, I haven't bought any wool for about at least 6 months. So I'm doing very well. Not that I'm making much of a dent in my stash, because every time I think I'll do something with my stash, somebody gives me some more oddments. And it's like, here I go again. I don't think I will ever stop making things with oddments. Yeah. And as I can't make anything with a face, as you know, I mean, there's been some lovely things that people are making, but I can't do things. Oh, it's well, I had a short sleeve top on, and it's quite holy, if you know what I mean. When I was trying to put the coal frame together, so even though it was nearly blowing me washing off the line, it wasn't cold. It was only when I came in and it started raining. And I don't know what there is about me, but every time it starts to rain, I start to shiver. I've been like this from being small. It doesn't have to be cold rain. It can be a beautiful day, and then it gets some rain, and then I start to shiver. My ex-husband used to think I was mental. Yes. What was that? Might have been a seagull. Something went. I've got a seagull that seems to want to sit on my garage roof, and he talks to me, or she talks to me. And then I've got another one that sits on the conservatory roof, and that's quite sort of noisy because it's only it's not a glass roof, but it's only like a temporary type of roof. Well, not temporary, but you know what I mean. It's not a slated roof, yeah. And I think it wears clogs. I think it's doing that cowboy dance actually while it's up there, doing the hold down. Because it was like thump, 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 thump. I was on the phone the other day and I couldn't hear the person, but it's going thumpity, 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 thump. I was talking to my niece and I said, I can't hear you. I said, I've got a flipping seagull doing a dance on my roof. Oh, gosh, it won't stay up, will it? Oh, dear. Seem to have an awful lot of pink. So I hope, if a guy has this slap blanket, I hope he likes pink. Da 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 da. Now it's been very windy down in Blackpool as well. Not that I go to Blackpool, but I sometimes see updates, on Facebook. It's very windy down here. My niece is in London at the moment. And she's got a few heavy weeks because sadly her uncle on her mum's side passed away, so she'll have to go to Somerset to a funeral. Not a very nice thought, is it? He's been ill for quite some time, actually, but it's still sad, even though you know it's inevitable. So I won't see her for about 3 weeks of my roots. I said to her, I'll be grey. I said, by the time you get up. My roots are growing at a rate of knots. I need one of Dolly Parton's wigs. That's what I need. Wonder if she's got any spare. Wonder what happened to, what's he called, Paul What's-its, Willie Savage's wigs. Oh, you're braver than me camping. You wouldn't get me camping in a tent. My idea of camping is a caravan. All mod cons with a bathroom. That's my idea of camping. Wouldn't get me in a tent. Yeah, I've got 22 thumbs up and there's 37 people in the room, so not naming any names, but somebody's not got their thumb in the air. No, I'm a precious little flower. I need the creature comforts, yeah. I know some of them are beautiful, aren't they? Those motorhomes. I remember my son, he used to be friendly with a guy who used to go, I think it was motorbike racing, and he used to go to these like tournament things, and he had one of those American camper homes. Oh, geez, the ones that sleep about 18 people. And he said, oh, Mom, he said, it's like not a double-decker bus, it's like a bus, He said it was beautiful. It was so big, there was room like underneath, for the motorbikes and that went under like the hold bit. All the lads, I think there was about 7 or 8 of them slept in it. Can you imagine taking that down one of Britain's country lanes? It'd be like driving a double-decker bus without the top, wouldn't it? Yeah. The lad across the road from us when I lived in Fleetwood had quite a large one. Well, motorhome, I mean. But he used to rent it out, People used to pay him and rent it for a week and that. But eventually got fed up with it and sold it. I presume he didn't make enough money at it, maybe it didn't get hired out enough or something. But that was a huge, I would have liked to have gone and had a look at it. You don't like knocking on somebody's door saying, can you mind if I have a look around your camper? I mean, my son had a camper van, but it wasn't big. It was just one of the smaller ones. And my cousin's wife, she's going to Scotland, actually, in hers. But hers isn't massive. It's usually just her and her son and their little dog that go. But there's just her that's going this time. I think she's going this week or next. Going to Scotland. I haven't spoken to Sue this week. I don't speak to her every week. Otherwise, she might change her number as well. I'm getting quite complex about that, I know there's probably a logical explanation, but it's just when you've messaged somebody on Facebook and say, I tried to ring you and I couldn't get through. Have you changed your number? And they read the comment and they don't answer. And you're like, oh, hey, what have I done? I'm kind of insecure like that. I always think it's my fault. I'm sort of conditioned to thinking that everything's my fault. So what's everybody doing? You can see what I'm doing, these flipping granny squares. These never-ending granny squares. I'll have to get to, what, maybe about 23 or 4 to get halfway, won't I? I've got them spread out on the coffee table. When I get 3 rows, I might join them together, so at least they won't be floating about all over the place. I crochet them together usually. Can't be bothered sewing them together. It's bad enough having to sew all the ends in. I usually pick something really, really good on the telly. If there's such a thing. And then I just get my needle and just start darning ends in. I know you're supposed to crochet over them and all that, but I never do because they always poke out. Somebody's slacking. There's a lot of people slacking. Not naming any names, but 41 people and 26 thumbs up. There's some people who seem to have lost their thumb. Is it an affliction? Have you lost it, or did you never have one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I got an itchy nose. Oh, I'm going to get annoyed with somebody. See what I mean about them all being pastel coloured? Oh dear. I have got some with a darker red around the edge. Yeah. I've got 2. Hi, Dottie. What am I? Well, I'm still on these granny squares. I've got 2. I've got that emerald green 4-ply cardigan that I've been, that cone that's on a fine hook that I've been doing for ages. In fact, I took that to Knit Club because I didn't want to take all these colours with me to Knit Club. So I've done the back one front and about a quarter way up the other front now. So yeah, it's too much faffing about taking, all these colours. Oh God, Janet. Dropped it in the glass jug and missed. Oh, I put it in the glass jug to stop it rolling around the floor. It does help when you don't miss, doesn't it? I've got 2 darker colours here, but I've discovered that they're 4-ply, fingering, and these I'm using is double knit. So whenever I use the fingering, it's like a loose bit, on my crochet. Yeah, I was listening to the Christians. The drummer had an operation. Did I tell you last week he collapsed live on stage and had a heart attack, and he didn't have a pulse. But then they brought him back and they took him to Liverpool Hospital. Apparently he's had an operation and he's recuperating. So that's good. I mean, luckily there were medics, in attendance. So they started, that CPR on him right away. Can you imagine? Live on stage, just slumped over his drums. I bet everybody was wondering what was going on. They'd only sang 2 songs. Kind of puts a bit of a downer on. I mean, they'd gone to see Sting. The Christians were like, I won't say a warm-up group because that makes them sound like they're no good, doesn't it? They were a secondary group with Sting. But Sting went ahead. I mean, they gave him permission to carry on with his show because, I mean, people had paid a lot of money for the tickets, haven't they? Yeah. No, not the singer from the Christians. It was Lionel Duke. It was the drummer. Thankfully, Gary is still fine. You're knitting squares for a baby blanket. I have done them. I did a lovely one for my step-granddaughter. But, of course, she didn't want anything that was knitted, so I don't think she ever used it. It was one like leaves. And you 4 little squares went together to make a kind of a flowery leaf. It was a lovely blanket when it was done, and the border was a pig. It was like sort of that wide, and you went all the way around, you know, on a few stitches, and it went in and out and in and out. It took me forever to do it, and I don't know whether she ever used it. Could have cried. It took me forever to do it, and it was just after I'd had my first carpal tunnel operation as well, so I really struggled to knit that. I need to go through. I don't know how come I managed to subscribe to, I think it's Simply Crochet, because I never remember subscribing to it, and they keep arriving every month, and yet nothing seems to go out my bank account, you know, so I'm not complaining. They're free. But honest to goodness, there's hardly anything in them that I like anymore. Oh, the Christians, yeah, they're great. I mean, they've been around forever, haven't they? Must be 20, 30 years they've been around. But they're still as good. I like What's in a Word. And I like, what's the other one I like? Oh, there's a couple I really like. I've got a CD of theirs. And I've just ordered the new one. I don't know any of the ones on the new one. I've just ordered that. It'll be coming on Wednesday or Thursday, I think. Yeah, the edging on that. I mean, it's a lovely baby blanket, but the edging takes forever because it's lacy and it goes in and out, you know, so you're like increasing it and then you decrease it. And when you think it's all the way around a big shawl, you finish it up and you're thinking, can I stretch it? Have I got there yet? It's like about 80 inches going around it, I think. When I had a knitting machine, I used to, well, I've got one now, but I haven't used it yet. I used to use my lace carriage, and I used to do a white blanket with, you know, a very lacy pattern. And then I used to do a plain stocking stitch second blanket in either blue or pink or lemon or green if they didn't know what they were having. And then I used to put a border around it so that the blue or the pink showed through the white, you know, through the holes. Well, I keep sneezing, I'm sorry. I don't think I've got hay fever. So once I get the knitting machine up and going, I might have another do at them. I still like the log cabin crochet blankets that Sue used to make. She used to do them in really strong colours, even though they were for a baby. And oh, they used to sell like mad. We were talking about them the other day when when I phoned her. I've been sneezing all week, which has been quite disastrous when you think I've had a jippy tummy. That's why I've been staying home. It's not the kind of thing you want to be wandering around on your scooter, is it? You know, going up the seafront when there's no conveniences anywhere around. And you have a sneezing fit, you know, it's like, oh no. I've not had a night's sleep in a week because you have to keep getting up, don't you? Oh, because you can't be sure, can you? If you lie in bed, you think, no, I better go. I wonder why she gave me that, or is it mine? Because it's quite a big ball. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dottie and Jean. Yeah, I think it was Linda that suggested it might be hay fever, but I don't think it is. Because I haven't been anywhere near my plants today, except to rescue the ones that have been blown over. And I haven't unzipped my tomatoes today. They probably won't water in. I was a bit upset, actually. I've had to throw about 5 or 6 of my tiny little tomatoes away because they were going black at the bottom. And I thought, well, if it's some kind of a disease, I don't want it affecting the other little tomatoes that are growing. So I took them off and threw them away just to be on the safe side. I used to grow tomatoes when I lived in Prestwich. Well, not just before I left, quite a while before. One year they were beautiful, and then the year afterwards they all went black. But then I was talking to a little guy, and he was a really avid gardener. He had one of these allotments. And I said to him, what have I done wrong? I said, oh, my tomatoes have gone like black and that. And he said, mine have too. He said, it must be something in the air or something, yeah. I got those, oh God, what's it called? Aqua something or other, squirty thing. That's supposed to be salt water, yeah. Oh, you're going to bed, Val? I hope you feel better soon. I think those iron infusions have the opposite effect on us, don't they? When I had my iron infusion, all I did was sleep. It's supposed to rejuvenate you. Val's just had a couple. I think they make you go to sleep. Yeah, there was just a few that started going black at the bottom, so I thought, no, I'll just throw them in the bin. I didn't want to risk them contaminating any of the others. I've got the Christians buzzing in my head now, born again. I've been listening to them all afternoon. I think I've listened to all of them. I did listen to a few of their new ones, so that's why I decided to buy the CD. Obviously, you don't think they're as good, do you, because you've only just heard them once, and you're thinking, oh, it's not the same as the ones they've been singing for years, but it's probably because I just don't know them yet, so I'll give it a whirl. Perhaps when I play the CD a few times, they'll grow on me. It's like when you go to see a famous performer and they start singing all the new material and you're thinking, sing your hits, yeah. I don't want to hear your new, especially if you don't know it. And you're like, ooh. You want them to sing all their old hits, don't you? Because that's what you've paid for, to go and see them. And probably if they're an artist, they're probably thinking, I'm fed up with this now. Fed up of singing this same old song all the time. Yeah, it's quite expensive actually, because I don't know, it's because it's one of the new ones. I could have bought a second-hand one, but I didn't fancy that. I thought it might have They told you won't feel the bedding down. I'm still waiting, Val. How long have I been gone? About a month and more. Yeah, Martin Harkett, yeah. Aha, wasn't it? There's been a lot of blooming drummers and people, rock stars, dropping dead lately. I don't know what's wrong with them all. Must be their lifestyle. Oh dear. Every time I open the news, such a body's died. I mean, somebody from that baby shambles died. He was only about 42, I think. Well, I haven't felt any different, Val, yet, and it's longer than 28 days. I mean, they tested me and they said I'm not anemic anymore, but I'm hungry. I wasn't hungry. I've had some cereal this morning and I've had like a little fish pie. That's all I've had today. But now I'm hungry. Never mind. Yeah, Deacon, yeah. Oh, I can remember my granddad. I'd only be tiny when he passed away. And he kept saying, I think he got a bit confused at the end, but I believe he kept saying, fetch me an iron bar to suck on. I need some iron. Oh, bless. I don't like that pink salt. It's like big grains and it doesn't dissolve. I've got one up there because I bought the salt and the pepper. But the salt, I just went back to ordinary table salt. It's just like crystals. It doesn't seem to dissolve at all. It's like eating a chunk of salt. I'll give it my friend. See if she wants it. I've not done any big shopping this week because I've not been eating. I've been spending money on a cold frame and everything else, so it's a good job I'm not eating. I'm good enough to eat a cowboy. It depends. Depends if he's wearing his blue jeans and his boots. Well, I'm still upset about my friend and their phone. Maybe that's a hint they don't want to talk to me anymore. I don't phone them all the time. I've only phoned them once in about 2 or 3 months. So it's not like I've been bombarding them with calls, is it? Oh, I'm upset about that. I thought the last conversation we had on the phone was all right. Maybe it was just me that thought it was all right. Oh, well. As my mum used to say, there's no so funny as folk. Pink pepper. Yeah, you get some people go on and on for years, don't you? I saw on Facebook they said that Tom Jones is now going out with Priscilla Presley, and then somebody else said, no, he's not, they're just friends. He's 83 and she's... I'm sure he's older than 83. I'm sure he's a lot older than me. I'm 80 this year. Could have sworn he was older than that. And Priscilla was 80. Do, 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 do. That's one of Christian's. If I could find words to tell you I'm sorry. Audrey Moon has mentioned me and other followers in a post. She does these auctions. I mean, she's got some lovely stuff, but she's a little bit expensive. You know, she does candles and stuff like that. She does kind of auctions at weekend. You know, you buy a ticket and whatever. But I can't use like a lot of her stuff, which is bath bombs and things, because I get itchy with anything. Not that I've got a bath, but I have to be so careful what I put on my skin, otherwise I get itches. Even shampoo can give me the itches because if it runs, you know, when you're in the shower, it obviously runs down your back, doesn't it? And runs down your front. And if you're allergic to it, it makes you itch. Ugh. I'm allergic to a lot of washing powder or washing pods, whatever they call them these days. A scratch, 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 scratch. Yeah, I used to buy my own even when I lived with the family because the one they used to use, it used to make me itch, you know, the bedding and that, make it all itch. I'm weird. Don't all shout at once saying, yes, you are. I pride myself in being strange, yes. I would be highly insulted if somebody said I was normal. I've got to do a bit of sewing as well this weekend. I think I told you I've got a lovely dress, and I must have never worn it because when I put it on, talk about a low neck. You could see my navel nearly. And then I put another dress on, which is like a durnal, you know, neckline, elasticated, and one side the elastic's gone. And it was an expensive dress as well. One of my moonbeams and mayhem ones. So I'm going to have to run some shearing elastic through to get the neck sorted out right. Man, it's always been a bit low because I think you're meant to wear it off the shoulders, which I don't do, of course, because otherwise you show your bra straps. So I might tighten up the shearing a bit so that it comes a bit more rounded. There's plenty of room in the dress. It's not like it's tight or anything. Oh, have I drunk my coffee? It's probably gone cold. I managed to get my towel wet again. I think I told you I washed it with some shocking pink trousers. And it ran all over. A donkey's hind leg here. My mother used to say that if you'd sewn something together and you'd not sewn it together very well, she used to say it looks like a donkey's hind leg. Because my stitching up is a lot to be desired, you know. I'm not one of these that can make a beautiful. Oh, there was a girl used to go to, well, a woman who used to go to a knit club. She was the most beautiful stitcher upper, you know, sweaters and that. She used to do that kind of mattress seam thing, and you couldn't see it. On the right side, you could not see there was a seam there. Beautiful sewer she was. I sew up jumpers like, you know, like my mother used to say, Janet looks like a dog's hind leg. No, a dog's hind leg, she used to say, not a donkey's. It looks like a dog's hind leg, that, Janet. Take it back again, do it properly. Oh, yeah, Mum. Yeah, Hilda Baker used to do that. She made a speciality act out of saying everything wrong. What do they call it? Malapropism. That's a big word for Saturday, isn't it? Malapropism. I was just watching Leslie before, not quite enough yarn, but I had to stop it, come on here. So I've still got about another third of a video to watch yet. She was with her sister. She's really funny when she's with her sister. Oh my goodness me, you're not boring me, honestly. It's just, I've not been sleeping so good. You know, with me problem. Yeah, Mrs. Malaprop. Oh, Janet, put it in the jug. Stop it rolling around the floor. Now I've got my hook fast in it. If it goes all around the kitchen floor, I mean, I know I've cleaned the kitchen floor, but the pineapple of perfection. Yeah, Hilda Baker used to say things, I can say this without fear of contraception instead of contradiction. Oh, I've got to yawn again. Once I start yawning, that's me. I yawn if I'm cold. I don't know whether anybody else does. And I don't know why I get cold when it rains. And I did look it up, actually. And I'm not the only one. Sheila, yeah, she's probably in the garden or something. Yeah, she's funny. I think her sister's really funny. I know Leslie's funny, but when she's with her sister's really funny. She never lets Leslie get a word in edgeways, does she? No, Sheila's probably been tackling her weeds. She makes me smile. She must have more weeds than anybody I've known. Mind, I've got weeds growing in my driveway. Gonna have to tackle them. I think there might be a hoe right at not a hoe, a hoe right at the back end of the garage. I can't remember whether it was a hoe or whether it was a rake. I put it at the back of the garage because I don't have any garden. But then I could scrape the weeds off the paving stones with it, yeah. Well, the last time I heard from Sheila, she was going to the quiz, weren't she? But that was Monday, wasn't it? She never really plants anything, does she? She digs up all the weeds and then they grow again. Before she gets a chance to stick anything in there, the weeds have grown again. Oh, oh my giddy aunt. That's Leslie, not quite enough yarn. Quiz night's Tuesday, bingo's Thursday. Apart from that, she does. Oh, Sunday's her granddaughter's for her dinner. Yeah, the weeds grow faster than she can put any plants in. She keeps saying, I'm going to get some flowers, but she never does she? I wanted this grow house, well, cold frame thing, so I could get my seeds you know, to grow a bit better. They got frizzled in that plastic greenhouse. I think they got too hot in there. Started growing and then they just shriveled up. That greenhouse should be fun. Oh, you know, DIY inexpert. I should have videoed myself today putting that coal frame or trying to put the coal frame together. Even I was laughing at myself. I thought, oh, you're such an idiot. It's like put one side up, the other side fell down. Put that side up, the other side fell down. Then it started blowing away because it was so lightweight. Because it's that polycarbonate glass, if you know what I mean. So the whole frame was really, well, not flimsy, that's the wrong word for it. Lightweight, I would say. I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat crisps because of the way my stomach's been, because they're greasy, aren't they? Problems. Problems all day long. Will my problems turn out right or wrong? Probably wrong knowing me. Yeah, I just didn't have room. My conservatory's tiny. So I didn't have room to assemble it in the conservatory. I tried, but then I was like bashing myself on the head every time I tried to turn it around because the conservatory is very small. So I thought, I'll go outside, put it on the patio table, I'll put it outside. Nope, that didn't work either. I tried putting it on the ground, but then of course I couldn't reach over. Get a hunky cowboy. I don't think there's many over here. I don't think we have many cowboys in this neck of the woods. We've got some dodgy builders that we call cowboys, but they seem to be always on Facebook. He started off me. He took me money and he never came back. I'm like, well, that's your fault for paying him. Payment in finish when you're finished. Don't give anybody any money before you finish the job because they buzz off. There seems to be quite a few in Fleetwood like that by the sound of the Facebook, yeah. Oh, I was drinking peppermint tea this week, but I wish to say it didn't work. I finished up with Buscopan, Gaviscon, and eventually an Imodium because I'd had enough. Oh, I think I'm sat on the end of this shell. That's what the trouble is. So every time I move it, oh. Oh, I don't like check shirts. Mike's husband had one. I think he had a few actually. You know them fleecy ones that they wear in the winter. So the ick. Not exactly, you know, sex bomb, are they? I've got peppermint and licorice as well. Mine's by Twinings or Twinnings, whatever you want to call them. It's how people pronounce things differently. The only one thing that sets my teeth on end is Tunisian. Oh, that sets my teeth on end. It's Tunisia. It's got an I in it, not an E. And some people draw out the E, you know, Tunisian. Oh, stop it. The analog light bulb died through the thunderstorm. Oh dear. Hi, Enid. You can program it to turn or turn off at certain times. Rainbow or Christmas colours. Oh, right. Or Pacifically. Oh, God, yeah. It's Pacific. Oh, it gets on my wick when they say Tunisian. Oh, I feel like I said it's Tunisian. It's got an I in it. When people over here say chimbly, it's chimney. Or drawing, when they're drawing something. I'm drawing. There's no R in it. People mispronounce things so bad. Yeah, Tunisian. Yeah, it's not. It's Tunisian. Tunis. There's a place called Tunis. It's Tunis. Tunis. And it's in Tunisian. It's not Tunes. Tunis. There's no knees in the middle of it. Yeah, I just hate it when they mispronounce things. Tell you what always gets things wrong, you know, those things you have in the car. I don't have one, obviously, because I don't drive. You know, those sat-nav things. And they always pronounce the names of the towns wrong. And you think, wouldn't they do a bit of research first? You are going to Greenacres. No, I'm not. I'm going to Greenacres. Everybody knows it's called Greenacres, except a stranger who obviously doesn't live round here. Yeah, Chimley. Oh, they said Chimbley over here. I think, no, it's not a Chimbley. They even do it on telly, you know, like BBC. They say drawing, the drawing room. Don't get me started on aluminum. Aluminium. Stop missing the middle out. And caramel. What the hell is caramel? It's got an E in it. It's caramel. There are certain things that really bug me. I get bugged very easily. Oh, I used to love my job, the job centre, when they used to be African or Polish. And you're like looking at this name, Agga Wagga Walla Walla. Oh, you're thinking, how the heck do I pronounce that? And Czechoslovakian names. They've got that many Z's and S's in them, you don't know what the heck to. And I used to stand there looking at it like that, and then somebody would come up and say, I think you're looking for me. Does it say, well, yeah. It does, they don't pronounce it anything like it looks. I used to dread it. And the African names were about that long, you know, about so long, the African names. Agga wagga wagga. Shoosh. And you had to make an attempt at it, you know, to shout them to the desk. I mean, sometimes I'd just look at the name and go, next. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm thinking, what can I have? I made scones and I made banana bread, but I put all the excess in the freezer because I knew I wouldn't eat them all before they went stale. I made some, what do you call them, flapjacks, but I don't know what I did. I followed a different recipe and they were like dust. And I can't remember which recipe I used to use, but mine weren't like dust. Mine were quite moist. But I remember thinking at the time, they've not put much golden syrup in this, you know, for the amount of oats. That used to be lovely. Yeah, caramel. It's not caramel. Mm-hmm. I'm running out of, not colours. I'm not running out of colours. I'm running out of the variety of colours. You know, I'm like, I can't use that. I can't use that. I've used that one before. It's the same colours over and over. Oh, try having my last name, Linda. Oh, the best one was Mrs. Carroties or Caruthias. I get anything but. Nobody can ever get my name right. Carutus. And I say, it's like the old films, you know, Captain Carruthers of the MI5. Well, I'm going to get more do 49 of these squares, I tell you. Maybe if I fasten some together, it might give me the incentive to finish it off. Or maybe I should do a bit more of my green cardigan in between. Then I'm not doing all these ends. As I say, I don't like having lots of projects. I'm a weirdo. Oh, this has got a knot in it. Not one of my knots, it's one of, you know, where it's gone into a knot on its own. See if I can loosen it with the scissors. I really need a needle, but I haven't got one in here. I don't want to crochet this knot in it. I don't want to cut it off. Aha. No, it hasn't done it. It's gone tighter. Aha. It's out. It's out. It was one of those like knots on itself, if you know what I mean. Sometimes your wool does it on its own, doesn't it, when you're crocheting with it? Hey-ho, hey-ho, hey-ho. It's off to work we go. Maya Leslie was singing to her sister the happy birthday. She sang the one we used to sing when we was kids. Happy birthday to you, squashed tomatoes and glue, bread and butter in the gutter, happy birthday to you. Doo, 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 doo. Oh, I've got the tail end of a banana bread, I've just realised. Maybe I'll have that later before I go to bed. It's the crusty bit at the end. Some people like that bit, don't they? I only like the softer bits in the middle. I think it's actually Scottish, Dottie. Because there's a town in Scotland called Carrotherstown. Because my son took him a photograph of himself when he was up there, standing underneath the post. And he put it on like Instagram or something, saying, "This is my town." It's one of those where you blink and you go through it. It's a very small place. It's about 5 houses. I don't know why it's called town. It's like where I was brought up. It was more of a village. And yeah, they always say it was a town. But it was like terraced houses and that. Just rows of terraced houses, and everybody knew everybody. Yeah, some wool does that, doesn't it? Saurine, oh gosh, yeah. I love saurine. I don't think I bought any for a while. I think I've eaten what I bought. I've got some fruitcake, but I'm trying to stay away from it, my stomach at the moment. Trying to stay away from anything controversial. Kids' entertainment, doing magic tricks. I was laughing at Sheila when she said one of her videos had got flagged because of the music, and it was music from next door. And she was in the garden and she said she'd never heard it, yeah. Anyway, now she's got a new hearing aid. She played the video back and it was really loud. And she said she must have been deaf. and she can't hear some of the numbers the bingo call. I thought, how can you not know you're deaf? You know, when I went deaf about a few weeks ago, if you remember, it was only wax or something in my ears, but I was like, huh? Huh? I thought, oh, I can't be coping with this. Can't be coping with being deaf. I'm too nosy to be deaf. I'd have to have an hearing aid. One of them ear trumpets. Yeah, so it's got to be butter. Got to be best butter, I was going to say. Why do they call it best butter? It's not like there's any worse butter, is there? Well, I'm just going to have some worst butter. I'm trying to stay away from dairy because I don't know whether it's one of my triggers, but I've been trying to stay away from like cheese, and I don't drink milk anyway. I drink the non-lactose stuff. I don't like the oat milks and the nut milks and all that stuff. Almond milk and soy. Oh, I could heave with soy. So I'm not much good with proper cow's milk. I don't know why. I've had it all my life. Why should it suddenly be a trigger? What's worrying is this Mounjaro that I'm on for my diabetes. It's people who are taking it for slimming. It's linked to pancreatitis now. I mean, you wonder how long have they actually tested it on people? I don't want pancreatitis. I've already got gallstones. I don't want anything else. Oh, dear. But I'm not taking it for weight loss because it has to be increased and increased and increased if you're taking it for weight loss. But I'm still on the low dose that I was on before, yeah. She hasn't gone and got a hearing tested. Yeah, they milk an almond. I think they just crush it, don't they? Yeah, they're saying that, you should only take it under medical supervision, not just buy it, get a prescription. Because a lot of these doctors are not very scrupulous and people are saying they're overweight and it's meant to be for somebody who's got a BMI of more than 40. But I mean, you look at some of these stars and artists, they're not fat, they're not, BMI's not 40. They just want to be super, super thin. But some of them, oh my God, I mean, the faces, they go too far, don't they? Why they want to be that skinny, I don't know. Yeah, they probably do crush it, don't they? So I don't like nuts, so that's why I don't like almond milk and all that sort of stuff. I just don't like. I'm not allergic to nuts. I just don't like the taste. I don't like the taste. I don't like the texture of nuts. You're boiling. I'm not. I keep going shivery. We very, very rare have 90 in the UK. Very rare. When it gets to 80, people are, oh, it's too hot. Can't be doing with this, it's too hot. I'm like, bring it on, bring it on. I wish. I love the heat. I love it warm. I love being out when it's like 80. That's really, we very rarely get 80s, but I love the hot weather. I can't deal with wind and cold and rain. That awful rain when it's really cold and it's sleeting in your face. Oh, I feel like hibernating when it's doing that. I just won't go out the door. I mean, on Thursday, my friend had already called off really before I said I was ill. She said, oh, I don't fancy going. She said, it's going to rain. Because she's got a scooter and hers hasn't got a lid on like mine. Yeah. So she gets soaking wet. Sorry if I'm making you yawn, by the way. They say it's contagious, don't they? Somebody yawns on the telly, I have to yawn. Yeah, I've got to make something to eat before I go to bed. Although you shouldn't eat before you go to bed because it sets heavy on your stomach. But if you're hungry, aren't you? I don't deal with hunger. I don't get hungry that often, but I don't deal with hunger. My mother used to say I was naughty. In other words, I was annoying, whatever. She'll be all right when she's eating something. Oh, Janet gets proper naughty when she wants something to eat. I don't deal with hunger. You know, those who eat twiglets or something, yeah. Or when you go, okay, I'm sorry. I wouldn't mind. I'll get in bed and I'll be bloody wide awake. I was up till about 3 o'clock this morning, listening to music on my little fire stick or whatever they call it. Not a fire stick, Kindle. So I couldn't sleep. I thought I'll put some music on the Kindle. That would make me nod off. It didn't. I finished up singing and humming. Stories usually put me to sleep. I never finished the story, and then the following morning, I can't remember what the title was that I was listening to. So I've listened to so many half stories. No, I can't sleep if I'm hungry, and I cannot sleep if my feet are cold. You're right there. It's one of the only times I wear socks is if it's winter. I've got to put my socks on. Don't wear socks at all during the day. Very rare I wear socks. I sometimes put a pair on if I'm wearing my boots. But I hand knit loads and loads of socks and they're all in the drawer. And if I wear them once or twice a year, that's as much as I ever wear them. So I don't make socks anymore because I've just got too many pair and I don't wear them. And I refuse to make them for other people because when you've got hand-dyed yarn and it's got to be hand-washed and you make it for somebody else who doesn't knit, they'll stick it in the machine and they'll finish up with a pair of booties, yeah. I was laughing at Mrs. D when she made those socks for a gym partner of her husband's. She said, I'm not giving her the good one. I want to see how she washes them first. I haven't joined the library, Dottie. I keep saying I will. At the moment, I keep paying. We have books that people bring in the church knit group that I go to. So I get them from there, put my little money in the box, and then I take them back when I've read them. The only problem with that is I keep taking them out again when I've already read them. Yeah. I just wish other people would bring some books in that I haven't already read. Apart from that, I usually buy them from Awesome Books because you can get some really cheap books from Awesome Books. Oh, goodness, stop it. Yeah, stop it. It's because I'm cold. I'm yawning. I've gone all shivery again. A little ball of yellow. Certain colours I'm running out of. Although I've got another bag with some oddments in. I haven't got a library card. I've never joined. I don't know why I never joined it. I joined the one in Prestwich and never used it. Oh, for goodness sake, Janet dropped them all over the floor. Oh, they bounced out of my bag. I'll pick them up in a minute. I'll do the last round on this. And then I'll pick them up. I'm not concentrating because I'm hungry. Am I making you all hungry? Am I making you hungry? I like mysteries. Not too gory mysteries. Hi, Nancy. You know, the ones that... There can be a murder, but I don't want anything gory in my murders. I'd rather have, like... Well, not Agatha Christie, because I've read all of hers, but Agatha Christie type murders where they tell you there's been a murder, but they don't give you the gory details. Yeah, yeah, I made myself some porridge the other day. I made it with water because I was trying to stay away from the dairy. It wasn't bad, actually. I made it in the microwave. I used 1 part oats to 2 parts. Did I do 3 parts water? I think I did 3 parts water. I was trying not to use the instant porridge because that's loaded up with all sorts of stuff. You know, that instant stuff that looks like dust that you put in the microwave with milk. So I read that that's not good because it's all full of all sorts. Yeah, I did it, but then I was very naughty because I had to put golden syrup on it. Well, that won't fill you up, Dottie. A nice lolly. Quench your thirst, but it won't exactly feed you up, will it? I might eat that last piece of banana cake. I was going to make a fruit cake with my stomach being off. Oh, the episode Dad's Army. I thought you were going to say porridge that used to be on the telly with David Jason and Richard Beckinsale and Ronnie Barker. On my necklace, yeah. It's beautiful. You can't see it. It's silky stuff. I've had it since I had the shop. It was called Emu Silhouette, and it was a beta crochet with. And the problem was when you finished it off, it used to keep unravelling. You had to tie millions of knots in it and put nail varnish on it to stop the knots coming undone. I don't know what it is. They're like pottery. Like they're made out of stone. You can hear it. They're not plastic at all. Don't know what they're made of, but they feel like stone. And yeah, I don't think they are because they're not that heavy. I've crocheted more tonight than I've crocheted all week. Oh dear. You see, if I'd have made those flapjacks and they'd have turned out all right. Yeah, the show called Porridge. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Ronnie Barker, Richard Beckinsdale, and David Jason was in it. And Mr. Mackay. What am I making? I'm doing squares so I can make a lap blanket for, the old folks' home. So I need to make 49, I think. I don't watch Sheila's daughter. I don't know why I don't, but I watch that many people other than knitting and crocheting that I get sort of sidetracked. I like a variety of things, not just knitting and crochet. In fact, I don't really watch a lot of knitting ones, apart from Leslie, because I don't knit as much. So, yeah, open all hours, yeah. I didn't like the sequel. I know David Jason was in it, but that sort of still open all hours, what it was called, yeah. No, there was a bit of an uproar this week when somebody had put in the paper that BBC had cancelled, Call the Midwife. And everybody's, whoa! Anyway, they said, no, that's not true. It's just a rumour that started. Yeah, there's so much to watch on YouTube. You can go down rabbit holes, can't you? You start off watching something else and you finish up watching tiny houses and things. I get sidetracked down all these whatever. Well, I've done another 5 squares. So I've got 15 now, I think. Or is this 16? 5, and I think there's one on the table. I think I've done 6. And I need 7 to do it. So I've nearly done another row, yeah. I might crochet all 3 rows together, then it might give me some incentive to finish it off. Because then I'll need another 4 rows. I'm all right when I'm talking to people. But when I'm on my own watching the telly, I get bored doing these little squares. Yeah, I like this top. I don't know whether I've still got the pattern. It was in a magazine. I might still have it in the shed. I've got 2 big boxes full of patterns in the shed. So I know it was out of the Prima magazine, I think it was out of. It actually had a knitted band at the bottom, but it was too tight for me. So I took it off. But now I've lost weight, it fits. I'm here winding wool again. When the ball starts falling to pieces, it was wound on the wool winder. But when you've knitted it, when you've crocheted it a bit, it sort of falls apart. It collapses on itself, doesn't it? So then I don't like it, so I've got to hand wind it. Yeah, I've been busier here than I've been all week. I've been so off. I've had a week of really bad stomach. So I've just been laying on my lounger and usually falling asleep. I've not been shopping, I've not been anywhere. I've got stuff in the freezer, but not particularly what I should be eating with an upset stomach. Right, I've just wound it up. Right. I've got piles of the Simply Crochet magazines, got about that many. I need to sort through them all. The trouble is you can sell them, but I've not got the inserts, and the bits that come with them. Because I've usually given them away when they give you free crochet hooks and stuff like that. I've usually given them away. So when you put them to sell, people say, "Oh, well, where's the free gift? Or where's this? Where's that?" And I'm like, "I'm only charging you £2. What do you want?" The magazine's a tenner. But the little toys and bits to crochet, I usually give them to a friend. And the little wooden crochet hooks type of thing, I give them away as well. Bamboo or something. Right, what have I got? What have I got I can eat? Maybe eat the end of my banana cake. My bag of balls not going down, is it? Look at it. Every time it goes down, I get more given me. Look at it. I've probably got enough to make 3 blinking blankets, let alone 1. Oh, I've been sat too long. Oh. Got a little bit of banana bread. Banana cake. It was supposed to have walnuts in it, but I don't like walnuts. So it's not looking very appetising, but I can tell you it's nice, except it's the heel end, and I don't like that bit, but never mind. I had 3 bananas, fruit from Aldi, 2 minutes, just soft. So it was either throw them in the bin or make a banana bread. But the recipe wanted walnuts in it. Nope, don't want walnuts. I'm just trying to think what kind of cake I used to make. And you needed kind of sour cream to put in it. I don't like coconut, but I've got a feeling it was a coconut cake. But I didn't buy the desiccated coconut. I used to buy the brick of coconut. They used to sell it at Tesco's. It was like a block. I used to use that in cooking. I didn't mind it in cooking. I'm sure it was coconut oil. What was it? Was it coconut oil or what was it? Just trying to think. I know my daughter used to use it. I think they put it in curries and stuff. I think it was a Jamaican recipe I used to use. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better, but I might have to get up in the middle of the night. One never knows because I'm eating something. I've got loads of crochet books. No, yeah, I've got them as well. I've got loads of cookery books, yeah. I'm looking at one now. I've got the Hairy Bikers. I think there's 2 of them. I've got my Good Housekeeping that my mum bought me when I got married. So that's from 1968. I've got the Creole one. I've got the Chinese one. I've got quite a lot. Anybody would think I cooked. I do have my minutes. What's that one? Oh, I bought a lot of cooking for one. They're behind me in that like cupboard. You know, student cooking and cooking for one. But so many of them that were curry type of things, you know. One of my friends at the library, she's gluten-free. And she kept saying to me, you know, I hope you're not gluten-free with your stomach being. No, I've never bought Nigella Lawson. I think the only one I bought, you know, that people that I knew was like the Hairy Bikers. And the basic cookbook from Good Housekeeping. I've got a couple of Caribbean ones. I used to make a hot pepper sauce. That was from a Caribbean book, and I haven't got the book now. Yeah, I need to make some little buns or something like that. I was going to make a fruit cake, but as I say, my stomach's off, so I didn't think fruit was a good idea. I might make some little plain buns, and I was going to make Victoria sandwich as well, because I like that. I can't put the the butter icing in it because I'm going to put them in the freezer, and that doesn't freeze very well. I'll just put the jam in. I used to bake when Ariane was younger. I used to bake on my day off from work. I bake about 4 or 5 cakes and stick them in the freezer. He didn't eat cake, but he'd eat homemade cake. I don't like these cooks that use a million different ingredients. You know, put a bit of this in, a bit of that in, a bit of the other. I'm like, oh God, just put salt and pepper in. Leave it alone. I used to have a cookbook from the Galloping Gourmet, if you remember him. I haven't got it now. I think Mum used to like Delia Smith. I always remember one time she made lemon sorbet, it was or something or other. And she used proper lemons. Oh, it was so tarty. Could have cut your throat on it. My dad said, if that's Delia Smith, don't bother. They couldn't eat it. And she's going, eat it, it's lovely. It was like, egg yolks and lemons and things. Oh, it was really not sour, but tarty wasn't the word. Oh, key lime pie, it's horrible. I don't know why Americans rave over it. It's horrible. Yeah, Rick Stein is the one who does a lot of fish, doesn't he? I love fish. And I don't like pumpkin pie or pumpkin lattes, pumpkin spice, Starbucks and that. Horrible. Oh, come on. You love key lime pies? Well, it's an acquired taste, isn't it? We don't have it really over here. I don't like pumpkins. Don't like pumpkin soup or anything like that. Yeah. And I just don't like pumpkins, full stop. You either like the taste or you don't. It tickles me when I'm watching these American programs and they're like, I'll have 4 shots of blonde and have this and that and mocha and they list about 10 things. And I'm like, just go in and ask for a latte and have done. They make it so complicated. I wouldn't like to be a barista in America. I tell you what, I don't fancy. I've never tried it. That bubble tea or whatever, that tapioca lumps, isn't it? I used to watch, well, still watch Z when she makes a video, but Z thing used to be always bagging that tapioca stuff. I used to like lemon meringue pie that I made myself. I don't always like it if I buy it. I try not to eat much cake. Although that says me who's just eating banana bread. But that's I made it myself. At least when you make it yourself, there's no preservatives and additives and rubbish and stuff in it. You know you're using butter, you're using sugar, you're using flour. So you know what you're using. When you buy it from the shop, you don't know what they put in it. I've not tried that bubble tea. I just don't fancy it. But when I listen to, anything to do with YouTubes or anything to do with films, and it shows people going into these coffee shops and they're always asking for something really complex, like triple shots of this, that, and over easy, and I'll have the oat milk. And I'm like, oh, for goodness sake, I'd hate to work in a shop like that where you have to keep faffing about for people. We don't really have that over here. We have the specialities every now and again, like, the pumpkin spices and stuff. But by and large, you get like Americano, you'll get latte, you'll get cappuccino and stuff like that. But you don't get all this triple shots of blonde, whatever blonde is. Yeah, my friend that's gluten-free, she was moaning that everything gluten-free is like twice the price. I was reading about a cafe somewhere that's opened up, not nowhere around here, it's somewhere down south. And it's straight opposite a Greg's, and yet their cafe, they're queued out the door, but it's gluten-free. So, I mean, there must be a demand for it. There must be more people that's gluten-free. Somebody said, I should get tested for it because of my stomach issues. And I thought, oh, God, no, I don't want to know if I'm gluten-free. It's so difficult to get food. Lupin seeds. I thought they were deadly, lupins. Was it foxglove? I know lupins are, I don't know whether it's children or whether it's dogs for lupins. But foxgloves, I mean, I love foxgloves. We used to have some in the garden when I was a little kid in Wales, and the beautiful flowers, but, obviously I wasn't quite into eating flowers. I know you can get edible flowers, but I still would be a bit dubious about eating a nasturtium, Might have earwigs in it or creatures. Oh, my bread leaves a lot to be desired, Chris. I've only tried it a couple of times. You need a blooming hacksaw to get through it. Not a very good bread baker. And I don't want or eat enough to warrant even saving up and buying a bread maker. I think they're all right if you're a family or if you eat a lot of bread. Oh, my stomach's like that. That's probably why they keep saying, am I? It wouldn't surprise me if I wasn't celiac because, at the moment, the minute I eat anything, it's like, woohoo, off we go. And people say, it can't be, it can't be. It takes food hours to go through your system. I said, no, in my case, it doesn't. In my case, it's one in, one out. It's not so much that, it's the pain that gets me. Yeah, I thought it was poisonous, yeah. I get terrible pains in my stomach, really bad. You know, they'll keep me awake or they'll wake me up in the night, and they're so strong, the pain. I think it's the expense that my friend finds it, Jeannie. You know, she's saying, like, it's, you know, the gluten bread, unless you get a really good one, tastes like cardboard. And anything that she finds that's good is also like about 3 times the price because it's gluten. But this person who had that shop, you know, that it was like queued out the door. And they have a special, they also sell ordinary food as well, but they have a special room upstairs to bake so that they don't cross-contaminate anything. Yeah, well, I've had to have iron infusions. They keep telling me I'm anemic, so. But you think if I was celiac or something like that, you think that they would have discovered it by now because they do enough blood tests on me. It's probably just a bad bout of IBS I've had. But normally it doesn't last a week. Well, it's actually longer than a week. I started with it last Sunday night. I was thinking more gastroenteritis, actually. But I couldn't remember what I'd eaten that was out of the ordinary. And I certainly hadn't eaten anything that was like passing its sell-by date or anything. Who knows? I've kept food diaries in the past and they don't show anything, no triggers. Do, 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 do. You know, you drift off onto different videos. I was watching one today where she was making potato scones, but she was making them, but she wasn't like giving you the recipe or telling you how much of anything she'd used. She was just like showing you, you know, these lumps of this, a lump of that. And I'm like, you could have said how many potatoes you used to how much flour you used. And my mum used to make potato cakes. Oh, they were good. I don't know. I've tried making them and mine don't taste like my mum's. She used to make a really good potato cake. And her bubble and squeak. We always used to beg her to make too many vegetables on a Sunday so that we could have. Oh, buckwheat, that's tasteless. It's horrible. Yeah. You would have thought that if it's called buckwheat, that it would be wheat. And that's what we're supposed to avoid. Oh, oh, half an hour to the witching hour. I'm already yawning. I haven't had very much fun tonight, have I? I was in a really good mood until that happened with my friend. And now I'm like, what have I done? It might be nothing. It might be he's lost his phone or something. But then I keep, well, if he had, he would have said. Now I'll be thinking about it all the time now because I get a complex now. What have I done wrong? I always think it's me. I've always got this thing, something, whatever. I always think, what have I done? It must be me. What did I do wrong? I have this sort of complex. I think it was drummed into me from my marriage. It's always me who has to be in the wrong, yeah. Time has flown. Tempus fugit. One of the only things I can remember from Latin. Or Pater Noster, quies in Caelis, sanctificatum novem tuum. I don't know the rest of it. That's the beginning of the Lord's Prayer. And the only reason I used to know that was my aunt was a strong Catholic, and when I was little, they used to conduct the Catholic services in Latin. I don't know why, when you think most people probably didn't even understand what it was all about. Because I don't think the normal working class person knew what Latin was. And yet the services used to be in Latin. I can remember that from when I was tiny, going to the Catholic church with my auntie. Because my father was a lapsed Catholic, the family, that side of the family was determined that the kids were going to be Catholic. But it didn't work out that way because neither my brother or me. Yeah, I always think it's my fault. I never think, oh, it's them or whatever. I always think, what have I done? Yeah. Did they do a Latin service? Yeah, it used to be ordinary. The ordinary Catholic church were always in Latin when I was young. I don't know quite when they changed over to English. But I was thinking, all these Catholic people who used to go, they wouldn't have understood a word, would they? Yeah, they went faithfully every Sunday. I don't think the priest preached the sermon in Latin. Don't think that. I think it was just the prayers and that used to be in Latin. Strange. Somebody told me that the idea of that was that you could go in a Catholic church in anywhere in the world and the service would be the same because the service would still be in Latin even if you're in Spain or Italy or anywhere. So that if you were visiting, you could actually, hi Jane, you could still follow the service, wherever you were in the world because it was always in Catholic. It was always in Latin. A Gregorian chants. Sort of, sometimes. One thing I remember was we went to York Cathedral when I was young. I don't think we went with school. And the choir, the young choir boys were there. And they were actually in the cathedral. They were practicing or whatever. And they were singing and it just echoed around the church, York Cathedral. It was absolutely, it made you shiver because, when you hear a piece of music or something and it sort of sets your nerves. I don't mean on end in a nasty way. But I remember hearing these choristers. They were only bits of kids. They were at the chorister school in York. Such sweet little voices they had. You often wonder, do they kick them out when their voices break? Right, you're out the school now, you've had it now. We don't want you anymore, go away. Or do they go on to be the adults, you know? Oh, I remember that Esperanto. Everybody was going to be speaking it at one time, weren't they? They were advocating it. They were all learned Esperanto. It lasted a couple of minutes, didn't it, that? Oh, dear. Yeah, these little kids, they were probably 9 or 10 or something, because I think their voices change, don't they, when they get about 13 or 14. I mean, I don't remember my son going through that cracked voice bit. He seemed to go from having a little boy's voice to suddenly becoming. I remember once hearing him upstairs, he was talking. I'm thinking, who the heck's in the house? And then I realised it was my son. His voice must have completely broken. And he sounded like his dad, yeah. Il Divo, Dr. Il Divo. I've got a few of their CDs. I keep meaning to rig my CD player up in the bedroom. And then I could play them when I'm sort of want to fall asleep. It's the same old story though. I've hardly got any blooming plugs or sockets, what you call, anywhere in this house, yeah. I'd put one in the kitchen here, except I've only got sockets there and sockets here. And the sockets there are all taken up with me computer and the fridge and the freezer. I'm desperately short of sockets. One of these days, you know, when I'm rich, when I've won the lottery, I'll get an electrician in to put me some sockets in the house. And I need a plumber to put me new taps on the kitchen sink and to put me an outside tap so I can link the hose pipe up. I don't want much, do I? Then I want a painter and a decorator to go through the whole house. I don't want a lot, do I? And a new carpet in the second bedroom. Oh, new tiles in here. I think I've just got rid of a few grand, haven't I? Just thinking about it. It would be easier to move, wouldn't it, into one that's already decorated. I'd like a bigger bathroom. Why are bathrooms always so tiny? This one here, it's hard to get dried. You know, there's not much room at all. I thought my bathroom was tiny when I was in Prestwich, but it's huge compared with this one. I used to like that bathroom I had a walk-in shower put in. It was the full length of what, you know, where the bath should be. So you walked right into it. So it didn't splatter everywhere. You were kind of well, you know, well inside the shower. I mean, the one at Fleetwood, it used to drown the bathroom. I was having to mop it up. Because the shower tray was very, very shallow, so it used to splash over the top. It's I-L, Dottie, I-L, Il Diva. Il Divo, sorry. 2 of these sockets in this house. They're like 3-pronged. I've not seen 3-pronged sockets since the war. Don't know when they built this house. I didn't have any dealings with it when we were buying it. I just paid for it. So I don't know exactly when it was. I haven't got the deeds or anything. I don't know where they are. I presume the family have got them. Mainly when I win the lottery, see, I'll be able to buy a new bungalow outright, won't I? A bigger one, yeah. I'd like a nice, big 3-bedroom bungalow. So all my wool wouldn't have to be in the garage. It could be in beautiful cubicles and everything. You know, open cubicles in a room on its own. You know, like these posh people have. They have these... that do these videos and they've got them open walls behind them with all the yarn on you. I can't do that because it's a garage and it could be full of spiders. So everything's got to be wrapped up in plastic and sealed up. I can't have anything loose. I used to dream about that. You know, having a nice... I mean, I used to have a craft... Well, obviously, all my wool was stored inside when I was in Prestwich, but I had so much of it that it was everywhere. I mean, I've only got about not even a half of what I used to have. If you remember my craft room upstairs, it was just absolutely wall-to-wall wool. But I loved it. I knew where everything was. I mean, my garage still isn't sorted out here. Everything's on the shelves, but it's not in any order, if you know what I mean. I just unpacked a bag and put it on the shelf because I just wanted it out of the bags and onto the shelves. So there's like 4-ply mixed in with double knitting, chunky mixed up with errands, and I just need to reorganise it all, really. And I keep saying, I wish I had some friends that live near that were interested in doing it. Because everybody says, oh, yeah, we'd love to help you. But they always live either in America or down south or in Scotland or somewhere. And I don't have a spare bed to even put anybody up if they come and stay. The second bedroom is so small, Jane, it is full. It's got a desk in it with a sewing machine. It's got my knitting machine and it's got a Kallax in it and it's full. It's absolutely full. There's no room for any of my wool in there. Even if I put shelving all the way around it, because it's got a massive big bay window, if I put shelving all the way around it, there wouldn't be enough room for even half of my wool. No, I need a full-size bedroom. An annex. Hi, Lizzie. Are you still on your jolly holidays, or have you come back now? We're all going on a summer holiday. I have got 2 chances, or 2 hopes, I should say. Bob and none. Now, when my second bedroom's sorted, I'll show you all around there. I'm not giving you a guided tour of the house because it's not so much doing to it. But once I get my machine sorted out, I mean, Val that's been on before, she's going to help me sort the knitting machine out. But Like she said, it's a winter project really, because I'm too busy in the garden and doing other things at the minute to be knitting on the knitting machine. But I've put it in the second bedroom because it's away from my next door neighbour. So he shouldn't hear me when I'm on it, because it does make a noise, you know, like zzz, 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 zzz. I mean, I'm glad really that the music and that is here with me in here, because I've got there that way behind that wall is my bedroom, and then the other side of the wall is his lounge. No, not his lounge, sorry, his conservatory. And he goes out an awful lot anyway. So his bedroom is on the opposite wall to my lounge. So we kind of don't even hear each other really at all. And he said he's never heard me telly. I don't have it on loud. I put the subtitles on sometimes when it gets late, just because I think, oh, he's gone to bed now. You have to live with your neighbours, don't you? There's no good antagonising them. I feel sorry for people who have really noisy neighbours. I used to have noisy neighbours. Not just before I moved. I mean, I used to have a bloke next door to me at one stage, and he used to come home drunk. And he was a lovely singer. He used to sing a bit like Bing Crosby. And he used to put High Society on, if you know what that film is. And he'd be singing along with it, but it'd be like 3 and 4 in the morning, and my ex had to get up for work. And he'd be going, boo, 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 boo. And then he started playing the cornet. Oh, dear. No, Colin doesn't complain. I never see Colin, never hear Colin. We sometimes wave when he gets out of his car on the drive, but no, he's very amenable, because I had to ask him if I could put, like, I had little tiny plant pots that hook onto the, the adjoining fence. So I just made sure politeness and said, you don't mind, do you? And he went, no, I don't mind. He's very amenable. And I don't see much of the neighbours that way either, because he goes out to work very early in the morning. And, our front doors are facing each other, but like our rooms are not, if you're with me. Bathrooms are facing each other and the kitchens are, but we've both got blinds up. I mean, I hate blinds, but we've got blinds. I actually want patchwork curtains, but I'm too lazy to make them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I need one more row. I probably could make the curtains if I put my mind to it. I've got the sewing machine. But, as I said, I'm lazy. Cutting all them squares out and patching them all together. I'm lazy. I mean, it's only it's not a small window really. It's quite a biggish window for the kitchen. But it's got them awful, vertical blinds. And I don't know whether they're beige or whether they're dirty. And I don't feel like taking them down to find out. I know you can wash them, can't you? But I'd rather have a curtain. Then I can draw it in, get daylight in. Because there's nobody going to see. Sound like they're knocking the building. No, I had noisy neighbours, like I say, when I used to live in Prestwich. They were very noisy at one stage. The girl that lived next door to me, she wasn't noisy, but the kids used to cry at night, and that's what got me. Couldn't get to sleep for the kids crying. She used to go out and leave them. I reported her about 2 or 3 times, but the social services didn't do anything. Yeah, she used to go clubbing or whatever and leave them asleep, and they were only babies. And I could hear them sobbing and crying. But every time I called the social on her, she used to say, "Oh no, my sister's in there babysitting." My sister wasn't there at all. There was nobody in with them. I couldn't do a hand stitch one. My hand stitching looks like, a drunken bear wearing boxing gloves has stitched it up. Yeah. I used to be such a neat stitcher, but I can't hold the thin needles now. I've got some hand stitching to do. I've got 2 dresses to alter. One this year in elastic's gone in the neck, and the other one the neckline is so low you can see my navel nearly. So I need to put a modesty, like a lace bit there, to be less cheeky. It looks like something that they would have worn in a carry-on film. Talk about puddings are boiling over, not in it. I couldn't go out with that. It's a beautiful dress and all. It's got a pattern on it, and it's also got like sequins down on either side of these, like bra cup straps. But it's too low, much too low. I mean, I know I'm not bothered about stuff like that, but even that was a bit low for me. Yeah, I love patchwork, but I don't want to do it. I mean, I watched, she called The Last Homely House. She makes it look so easy, but I know I'd never do it. She does some fantastic quilts, all with little tiny pieces, and she's stitching them together. And I'm like, oh, you've got the patience of a saint. And as for those people, I mean, Mrs. D's got another patchwork quilt she's bought, and she's going to chop it all up and make bags with it. Apparently, people were putting on the comments saying, don't chop it up for bags. Leave it as a quilt. Yeah. Yeah, I want colourful patches, colourful patchwork, but of course then you'd have to line it, wouldn't you? Because otherwise the outside would be getting all those, where the seams are, wouldn't they? Man, you can always buy a set of lining curtains. I did that when I made me some curtains for my son's bedroom. Because he wanted like blackout ones at the time when he was young. They didn't do them. They do them now. Yeah, I'd buy a set of cream linings and just make the patchwork curtains on the machine. But first you have to buy the fabric, don't you? If I bent over in that dress, Jane, my puddings would have boiled out, never mind about boiled over. I'd have been scooping them back in again. Yeah, I put it on I think it was last Saturday I put it on. And I thought, I cannot do a live wearing this. You'd think I had nothing on. I'll be sat there like that and you can only see this, but you'd think I had nothing. You think I'd turned naturist. Oh, getting near the witching hour. I've gone shivery. I've gone shivery. I've done about 6 squares, I think, tonight. I hope it's fine. Mind you, I don't know what time the electric screwdriver will come because Amazon, sometimes it's well past tea time before they deliver. In that case, it won't be any use to me for putting this coal frame together. And I know I can't do the greenhouse without help with a screwdriver or something. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I've got one in the other room, 7. So I've made another room. I've got 3 rows now, so I've got another 4 rows to go. When you say it's sharp, it doesn't sound much, does it? Oh, oh, chilly. Oh, chilly, chilly, chilly. Oh, wrap up warm. I think it's because my arms were out while I was crocheting. So you'll have to put up with me snuggled up in my shawl now. Hey. Yeah, I even looked on, you Google like patchwork curtains and they were all from Temu. And I thought, yeah. And I saw a woman on Facebook the other day and she said she'd ordered a pair of curtains from Temu. When they come, there was only one curtain. It said in little print, 1 panel. But it showed a picture like with a pair of curtains and she thought she was getting a pair. Yeah, because she doesn't do many videos when she's not doing them every day, does she, Jane? Sometimes you have to wait 4 weeks before she makes one. She doesn't even make one a week, does she, when she doesn't do when she doesn't do the vlog thing. I mean, sometimes Temu, oh God, yeah, everything I bought at Temu, I practically chucked it in the bin. I remember Denise bought the same like makeup bag that I did. And it had so many like holes at the side, all my makeup used to be falling out the sides. I thought, oh God, Denise likes it, but then I think she uses it. She uses it as a, accessory case, like, yeah. I don't shop anymore on Temu, I can't say I've had anything that I've not been disappointed with. You saw my scissors the other week that won't cut even a piece of wool. Kitchen scissors. What a joke. They won't cut a piece of wool. The only thing I bought on Temu that I've kind of kept is, with them combs that you pin your block your stuff out with. And it's a comb with like loads of teeth in. There's loads of them and you put them all the way around to block your jumper. But I paid exactly the same price on Temu as I would have paid on Amazon. And I had to wait about a week for it to be delivered. So I thought that wasn't much of a bargain, was it? I could have got it cheaper on Amazon. And I had to wait 3 weeks for it to come from wherever. No, I ordered some bag things. They were supposed to be like a storage basket thing. They were just cheap, absolutely cheap plastic with a rim round them, and they just kept collapsing. They weren't even got enough strong enough to stand up on their own. And they were supposed to be baskets. No, I can't say I've kept much. I've kept the blocky page. I think that's all I've kept. Well, I've kept the scissors that don't cut, yeah. My friend buys all sorts on there, but then she wears a lot of false fingernails. Well, I got told off for that one the other day. My mate said, that's a blooming talon. I said, well, just because it's a bit long. I need to file it down. It is a bit long, isn't it? I don't have it on my phone. I never did join the app. It's bad enough being bombarded on Facebook, isn't it? And it tickles me whenever you Google anything and you get those, like recommendations across the top of your phone. And they're always all Temu. And I'm like, no, don't show me that. I don't want to do that. Just show me other places where they've got things. What tickles me is on the telly. Have you seen the advert? Ooh, ooh, Tamu. Ooh, ooh, Tamu. I'm like, who's Tamu? It's Temu. Oh, nearly time. Another 8 minutes before it's the witching hour. Oh. Oh, gosh. I say this, I'm going to go to bed and fall asleep. And I don't. I get in bed and I'm wide awake. Yeah. Still, I've done another 6 squares, so I'll maybe find a colour to crochet them together because I need a full ball to crochet together and go all the way around the border. I'll have a look what I've got in my oddments. My oddments, but full ball oddments, yeah. Oh, I saw that one, strawberry and cream on a sandwich. Blech. Yeah, they look very posh, don't they, Chris? And the plastic. I was hoping they'd be ceramic, but I suppose at the price I paid, they weren't. They were quite cheap plastic, but they look nice, don't they? I got conifers because if you keep them in a pot, they can't grow too tall. And also, by the time they grow tall, I'll be dead anyway. So, yeah, they look ceramic. I ordered them. I didn't read. I got them off Amazon. Didn't read. I thought they were ceramic. And when he fetched them, he went, they're on a light. And I thought, huh? And then I opened them and they were plastic. Yeah. My whisk came today. I got a little hand whisk, the one you go with. Well, when you're doing scrambled egg and you don't want to be dragging your electric whisk out, do you? Just a scrambled egg before you put them in the pan. Yeah, I've eaten 4 more strawberries and I've got about another 3 or 4 nearly ripe, yeah. They're really, really tasty. They taste like strawberries used to taste like. The ones you buy in the supermarket, they've got no flavour. Don't know where they come from these days, but they're no taste. My tomatoes, I've had to throw 3 or 4 away because they were going bad at the bottom. But I've got about another 8 or 10 growing now. But they're only little. And they're like oval-shaped tomatoes. Yeah, they definitely taste like the strawberries I remember. I mean, they force the ones that selling the supermarkets. They've just got no taste. You can't taste anything. Yeah, next year I want to do more veggies next year. I want to save up and get, a couple of those beds on legs. Really raised beds. I left one behind in Fleetwood. I was stupid, really. I should have brought it with me. But I didn't think at the time I was going to start putting things in the garden. I can't very well second-hand my planter back, can I? I paid about 70 quid for that an hour. Yeah, I haven't got anything like that because I just don't have any big... I've got some planters that arrived the other day, actually. I don't know what I'm putting in them. I got 2 big grey ones, and I got 2 square ones and 2 rounded ones. My gladioli still aren't showing any signs of flowers. They're about that high now, that high, but no flowers or anything. Well, the other day when I was making the cake, I couldn't be bothered, getting the mixer out just for that. I mean, I've not even tried it yet. It may not even work because I got it at the charity shop. She did say that it had been tested, so I'm hoping that I don't go kaboom when I plug it in. I need to do some ironing, yeah. Oh, nearly the witching hour. Nearly time for me to go to Betty Bo's and see whether I can get some sleep. And if it's nice tomorrow, try to get that cold frame together. Even if I can't, I can't do that cold frame. It's got little dowels that you fit together. And then when you've done that, you've got to screw these screws in, and that's what I couldn't do. I could not get the screw to even start turning. Yeah, I wish I had room to leave my mixer out, so then I probably would use it, but I've no room. I've got no counter space in here. There's just one longish counter space and one little one, and that's all there is. That's the end of the counter space. Yeah. It's like living in a caravan. Saw one bungalow. God, it had a lovely, lovely kitchen. But it was out of the way for me, and also it was a massive, massive garden. Yeah. It'd be too much upkeep for me. But it had 2 garages, so I'd have been all right with that. Could have put my wool in one and my scooter in the other. But he must have been a gamer, the bloke, the couple who were selling it, because they had all these plugs everywhere. And they had like a massive TV and all this console thing, because they had some furniture still left in there. And I'm thinking, my God, he's a gamer, this lad. I presumed he'd split up or something. Well, it's the witching hour, and my eyes, look at them. So tired, aren't they? Oh. So I just hope that I get better weather that's not windy and I can actually put this cold frame together. If I sort of tack it together and then wait for my electric screwdriver to come, yeah. Above the doorways. I mean, the old-fashioned way used to be on the skirting board, which is a bit awkward when you get old, elderly and you have to bend down to plug everything in. I mean, the ones behind here that I use for the fridge and the freezer, they're on the decking, they're down. But the ones on there, obviously, they're halfway up. But the ones in the lounge, well, the only two I've got in the lounge are covered up. There's only two sockets, not even double ones. There's just two sockets in the lounge. That's all there is. Well, there's three actually, but one of them's a 3.1 that you couldn't use. And the second bedroom's just got one socket. Obviously, the old person who had the house before me just didn't have any electrics. I mean, the aerial, it's funny, the aerial seems to go in from the aerial into my bedroom, and yet he couldn't have had a TV in there because there's absolutely no plugs. So he wouldn't have been able to plug a telly in if he'd have had one in there. And I can't ask him because he passed away. Right, I'm definitely going now. My little eyes are shutting. God, look at them. Oh my God, they look terrible. I start off the day not looking that bad, and then I finish up looking like Dracula's mother. Right, I'm going to go now. So thank you all for your company. And I did say I was going to try and make a video, but you wouldn't have wanted one this week because I was really absolutely, terrible. You wouldn't have wanted to look at me, believe me, it was bad. Right, I shall see you all hopefully in the week, but I wouldn't like to promise it. Because I was hoping to have got the coal frame up in the little greenhouse, and then I could have shown you what the garden looked like, yeah. Well, my courtyard. But you never know, it might. I mean, by the time I do that, I think the camera won't charging up again. I charged it up ready for last week, for the beginning of last week, and then I was ill. So I didn't do anything. Right, thank you all. You all got your thumbs up, thank you. And thank you for the people who bought me a coffee. Thank you very much. So it's very much appreciated, even though I didn't manage to spend it because I didn't go out dinner, but I will. I'll get a coffee next week. Okie dokie. So bye for now. Enjoy your weekend. Bye now.